Alright, let's play some Atari 2600 homebrew games. Now, I am playing this on Stella 6.7, an emulator on my computer, so I'm actually using a Xbox 360 controller instead of the actual 2600 joystick. So, a lot of these games have the ability to do multiple buttons, so you may see strange things like you will in this very first game, 1942, as it shows the Sega Genesis controller right there on the screen. Now this looks pretty good, and the scrolling isn't too bad. You know, there's some islands and things like that in the background. That's kind of cool. I like the attempt at music in the game. I like those big airplanes coming up behind me there, just like in the real arcade game. Oh, there's my POW to increase my firepower. And we're landing back on the aircraft carrier. Okay, so this is a game called Avalanche. Now, it might look somewhat familiar to those of you who are big fans of the game Kaboom. But this was originally an arcade game by Atari, if I'm not mistaken. And you just basically swing your joystick back and forth here to collect these rocks. Now, I also discovered that you can use your mouse in the game, so I'm assuming you can use paddles on the real 2600. That would make the most sense. But using a mouse is kind of challenging in this game. Alright, here's a game called Beer Mania. I kind of thought this would be kind of like Tapper at first, but instead it's just a guy running around on the bottom of the screen collecting beer mugs. I guess he's really, really thirsty. And after that game, I discovered that you can move up and down too, which actually makes it much harder because your instinct is to get close to the beer mug as possible, but it makes it harder to get to it. Okay, here's Mighty Bomb Jack, which is beautiful in my opinion. Obviously it's got some work to do yet, but the bombs don't quite look like bombs. But your character looks really, really good. And the physics is amazing. It's just like the real arcade game. I hope whoever's working on this keeps working on it and gets it finished, because Bomb Jack was kind of a game I remember playing back in the arcades back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. Playing it on the 2600, a full version of it, that'd be pretty cool too. That thing right up there, which I think was a bomb, it's not... I can't collect it anymore, it's kind of stuck. Alright, here's a game called Boom. I originally thought this was going to be like a Doom clone, but instead it's more like Bomberman, as you can see. Got some neat multicolored graphics here. But the screen is kind of squished in a really small window here. Not sure why that is. Probably some limitation or something. I like that bomb animation as it throbs before it blows up. Now, something weird about a lot of these modern 2600 games is that they're really... You see they're really intense scan lines kind of thing there? Oh crap, I just released a whole bunch of bad guys. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. But you'll see that's a common thing with a lot of these modern homebrews, is the scan lines. And I think that's a way in order to increase the colors. I could be wrong, I don't know. Oh shoot. Oh, phew, got lucky there. But yeah, this one looks cool. I mean, looks a lot like Bomberman, only squished. I thought maybe I can go in that door there, but no. Oh no, I just released more of these guys. They just keep coming! Stop coming out of the door! No! Oh man, oh. Alright, here's another pretty well-known Atari 8-bit game called Boulder Dash. I understand this is a true licensed version of this game from First Star Software. I've always wanted to like this game, but I can't get over the physics. it never makes sense to me that a boulder would fall sideways. If I go underneath of it, I understand it going down, but why would it fall to the left or to the right? That's never made any sense to me. Like, yeah, did you see that one up the top there? It just kind of fell over to the left and just killed me. That doesn't make any sense. Again, another one. It falls over to the right and just kills me. I don't get it. And the other thing, too, is I can't find the gems here that I'm supposed to be collecting. I thought it was maybe these flashing things right here, but no, I think those are bombs. I would say this is an amazing effort, but not really my kind of game. It's always been frustrating to me. Okay, here is Conquest of Mars, which is a 2600 version of Caverns of Mars, which was an Atari program exchange game for the Atari 8-bits back in the day. And basically you just kind of fly downward and shoot the targets here along the caverns on your way down. Hitting that fuel will get you more fuel. Of course, you need a lot of fuel to get to the bottom of this cavern. Then here's a monstrous attack of ships flying upwards. I mean, geez, this is crazy. Look how many of these ships there are. There's no way you can get through all this. Well, no way for me to get through it because I'm terrible at this game. I just try to stay over to the right over there to get away from them, or try to get over to the left. The problem is you can't shoot down the middle, only the left and the right. And I like the font here. It looks exactly like the Atari 8-bit font. Alright, here's Elevator Agent, which is very clearly a Elevator Action clone. And this is one of my favorite games. I don't know why, I just love this game. I think maybe because I think it's really easy for me. All you're doing is traveling downward and avoiding these agents here that are trying to get you. Oh, that's hilarious, that guy fell down. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have jumped down there. Now in the arcade game you can actually see the elevator rope, and it'll prevent you from crossing over it on the top, but here you can't really see it, so you just have to wonder, why can't I cross over the top there? And then you have to go into these doors and collect the secret plans, but I had a little bit of trouble getting into the door. In the arcade there's a little platform thing that you push on and you go into the door, but here you just kind of go in. It's very confusing. I think if you just walk around it, it'll just open and you go in. But it's not as clear-cut as the arcade version. But let me just say, the graphics are incredible in this. I mean, it looks just like the arcade game. Who would have thought you could play this game on the 2600 and have it look this good? I mean, it's like NES quality. It looks just as good as the NES game. Okay, here's a game called Forest Moon Attack, which it looks to me that the programmer wanted to do Return of the Jedi, because it looks like we're flying on speeder bikes, and it looks like there's kind of Ewoks there, especially in this part of the game right here. And stormtroopers coming around, and you're in kind of like trees in the background and stuff, and here we are on the speeder bike thing again. I like how the trees are kind of like parallax scrolling there in the foreground. That's pretty neat. And then here, I didn't know what I was supposed to do, but I saw this look like dynamite there. So I ran down there and grabbed it, and let me take that up to the castle door here and see if I can blow up the door, but I don't think anything happened. This game does not look like it's finished, but it looks pretty cool. Looks like a good start so far. Alright, here's a game called Galagon, which very, very obviously is Galaga. And let me say, this is probably the best version of Galaga for the home that I've ever seen. It looks better than the 7800 version. It plays better than it, for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and get my fighter captured so I can get the dual fire ship. There we go, we got it. And now you better look out, aliens. Galagon aliens, I'm coming for you now. The one thing I would say about this version of the game is that it seems like the formation of the aliens is a little bit more spread out than in the arcade, but, you know, that's fine. Oh, and look at this, we even got the challenging stage, that's pretty cool. I really need a rapid fire controller here. Oh man, they got me. Now I'm back down to single ship again. Now if I'd have waited, I think one of the aliens would have spread out into those 3 aliens that you have to shoot, but I kept hitting them pretty quickly there, so I never got to see them. Oh man, game over. But hey, it even keeps track of your percentages and lets you put your name in the high score table. Alright, here's a game called Game of the Bear, which looks like a Atari Basic game, which is fine. I mean, Atari Basic has come a long way since the early days. But I kind of like this. It's kind of got some puzzle elements to it. And I thought I could hide there at the left of that part, but the thing got me anyway, so gotta be fast. Ooh, almost got me. Uh-oh. I don't know what this thing is. It looks like a beam of electricity. I guess I can't go that way. Can we jump across here? No. Game over, but that looks like a pretty cool game. Alright, here's Gorf Arcade, starting out with Space Invaders. Much like Galagon, this game is incredibly accurate to the arcade. Here's Laser Attack, which is part of Gorf, in case you forgot. Here's Galaxians. The effort put into this game is just crazy. There's so many different playstyles in here. This one is Space Warp, I think. You're better off if you can get those guys before they get too spread out. You gotta get them like when they're close into the center there. And then here's the flagship. Sorry to say I didn't get very far. I did get a few hits on the flagship, but... and that's it for me. Fantastic conversion of the game, though. Amazing. Space Cadet. That's what everybody calls me. Alright, here's an older version of Ladybug that Champ Games did in 2006. This may be one of their first games, I think. But it's pretty good. I've never really been the biggest Ladybug fan. Other than eating all the dots, really, what's the point of this game? I mean, with Pac-Man, you know, you can turn the tables and eat the ghosts. But here, you can't do that. The only way to eliminate your enemies is to have them run into one of those skulls. Like that. That's pretty much it. So this game is just, it's not as satisfying as Pac-Man. Alright, now here's the revised version, Ladybug Arcade from 2021. And as you can see, it looks a little bit different. More of those dithered kind of graphics. Overall, I think it looks a little bit better than the original version. Similar, but better. I've always liked the little halo and the angel wings that fly up when you die. And this is pretty cool. I like how you enter your name into the high score table. GGR, baby. Okay, here's Mappy. And the funny thing about Mappy is that I remember reading a story long time ago that Namco had offered either Pole Position or Mappy, and Atari went with Pole Position to distribute here in America. And that was probably a wise idea. I think Pole Position is a little bit more well-known and popular than Mappy is. And Mappy is also it's kind of a weird game. The music is really good, though, and the graphics are fantastic. I like how you can jump on the trampolines and destroy them just like in the arcade. That's pretty neat. Alright, here we are on the special stage, trying to get all the balloons in time. I don't think I've ever been able to get all of them. Always run out of time. You gotta be perfect, I think, to get them all. One of the problems is that there's little or no way to attack these cats chasing you. The only thing you can do is open the doors and have it, push them away. But it doesn't, take them out, so you get a lot more cats on the screen. And it is pretty incredible that they get this many sprites on the screen at once. It's a great game if you love Mappy, that's for sure. Alright, here's a game called, I think it's Uncle Henry's Nosehair. I just thought this was the most hilarious title, so I had to check it out. I think it's Henry, maybe Harry, I don't know. Uncle Harry, Uncle Henry, something uncle. But I don't know why there's this little devil guy chasing me around. But I gotta go clip his nose hair and then collect the box to get more time, I guess, or points. Kind of reminds me of, there's a WarioWare game where you have to, pluck a nose hair. Kind of reminds me of that. I was just going to see here how long it takes for the nose hair to get to the bottom and what happens. And, yeah, that's what you don't want to do, is let the nose hair get all the way to the bottom. Here's a game called Oozy the Goo Slime Quest. Looks like another Atari basic game, but a really good one. And we're just cruising around this maze trying to find our way out, I guess. That button right there turned off these chomper things. Oh, shoot, look out. Ooh, how can I get that chicken leg up there? Gotta watch out for these deadly knives coming down. I gotta give credit where credit's due on this. The maze is pretty good in terms of complexity and jumping around to different screens. Oh, I didn't know you could push that block. That's cool. Uh-oh, there's a knight blocking my path. Would be nice if there was a way to attack that knight, but it doesn't seem that there is. So I guess we'll just hang out here for a while. Alright, here's a good one called Pizza Boy. And it's very, very simple. All you gotta do is find the pizza on the stage and take it to the patron without getting hit by I don't know, look like flying cars. Flying taxis, maybe. Now that pretzel down there, if I can get it, will give me invincibility for a little while. You can't go through that park bench. I don't know why the park bench just randomly shows up when you collect the pizza. I guess just to make it a little more complicated. Yeah, that's a good one. I played that one for quite a while. Alright, here's Quix, QYX instead of QIX. And I was so excited I couldn't wait to play it. I didn't even hold on the title screen long enough. But I played this one a lot on the Atari 8-bit computer and on the 5200. The goal is just to enclose the kicks with lines, or blocks, I guess, and not get hit. My strategy is usually to go straight up the middle and try not to get hit by the kicks. Now, if I can split these two guys up, I can get extra points, extra bonus multiplier, I think it is. Oh, look out for that sparks. Oh, come on. I'm not sure, but a lot of these games might work with a high score cartridge of some kind. Save key or something like that. I'm not too familiar with those modern conveniences. Okay, here's a game called Raptor. And this one has a very strong kind of Chopper Command vibe to it. It looks a lot like Chopper Command. And I'm flying some kind of a dual prop helicopter thing. Shooting these bad guys before they get to the right side of the screen. Oh shoot, now I gotta fight this boss thing. Shooting like a big old flamethrower in the sky. Ooh, got it. Now the big old ball of flame is chasing after me now. And the boss is back for some more punishment. Yeah, take that. Alright, now we have these zones here where I can't shoot, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. I like how the difficulty ramps up in this game. This is a pretty good one. I was getting addicted to it there for a while. Alright, here's Robotwar 2684, which is obviously a take on Robotron 2084. And I'm a pretty big fan of Robotron. I like playing it on the arcades, and I played it on the Xbox 360. It's kind of nice with on the 360 controller because you can do the dual joysticks. But here, I couldn't figure out how to do that. I'm sure if you had the actual game, you can play with two joysticks on the 2600. But I was not really crazy about the single joystick controls. It made it a little bit more difficult. If only you could hold the button and just keep shooting like in Lamatron, and just when you hold the button, it would just keep firing in the direction that you were last pointing, which makes it a lot easier. Also, I'm a little disappointed that the grunt sprites are kind of weak. But still, it's a pretty good game. Okay, here's a game called Ruby Q, which is very clearly a Q*bert clone, ripoff, remake, whatever you want to call it. But man, this game is really good. It's really fast. And you got some options at the beginning to make the game look a little bit different or play a little bit different. I think the big benefit of this game is the animation and the speed. I mean, look how quick it is. Q*bert actually does the little leg bounce when he hits the cube. Now, I don't like how when you get on the platform it takes you up and to the left or up and to the right instead of diagonally. That was a limitation, I think, of the 2600 because the Parker Brothers version does the same thing. Alright, so I changed the graphical mode a little bit so you can kind of see a little bit more detail, I guess. This kind of looks more like the Parker Brothers version. But I always thought that the Parker Brothers version had a little bit of a glitch to it. It didn't seem like the cubes were in the perfect symmetrical order. This looks absolutely perfect. It's a great little fun game, that's for sure. Okay, here's Scramble, which basically you're just flying around and shooting missiles and fuel, and you can shoot bombs down at the ground. Now, I am playing with the Xbox 360 controller, so I'm able to shoot bombs and missiles separately. I think if you were playing with a one-button Atari 2600 controller, it's probably going to do both at the same time. Or you could probably play with a Sega Genesis controller. I'm not really sure, but I know that Champ Games is very detail-oriented and they would allow something like that. So if I'm wrong, let me know. But yeah, I was doing pretty good in this. I like Scramble. Except when I get to this part where I can't quite get through these fuel depots, like I could get any further than that. Alright, here's a game called Space Chaos, which, I don't know, I think it kind of reminded me a little bit of, was it Saboteur or A-Team, or... But the goal is just to get your ship up to the top and save this guy and then move back down, but it's kind of like weird tubes and stuff. The graphics are pretty cool, that's for sure. The sounds are slightly annoying, and I get tired of hearing that same sound effect. But yeah, this is a pretty decent game. Okay, here's one called Space Pac-Man. Okay. This is a pretty neat one, actually. Wait till you see this. So you start off, this is very clearly a Atari basic game. Hi, Miss Pac-Man, how are you? She gives me the little heart. I guess I have to eat these pellets or something? Uh-oh, I just got kidnapped by space aliens. Looks like the Space Invader, actually. Oh no, and then I'm being chased by ghosts in outer space. Alright, so I guess the game's starting here, and I just have to avoid the ghosts and eat these... I don't know, they look like life bars or something. You can see my life going up as I'm eating them. But what I don't understand is why is Pac-Man, like, on fire? Is it because he's, like, entering the atmosphere of Earth or something? That could be. That makes sense. But then wouldn't the ghosts also be on fire, too? Uh-oh. What happened? I don't know what happened. I guess I lost. Oh well. Bye, Pac-Man. He's going with the aliens now. Alright, here's a game called Space Taxi. Kind of funny because I was playing that game earlier. It made me think of a space taxi. I thought maybe I was supposed to touch this guy, but I think you just have to get close to him and land. And then they get in the taxi with you. And then you have to take them over to the other platform. See how it says down in the bottom left, pad 1. So I think I have to go over to pad 1. Where am I supposed to go here? Oh, okay, I guess I'll just go over there and collect this guy. It says hey down there in the bottom left. It's kind of funny that they're using adventure sound effects. Up. Okay, so now we can escape up the exit there at the top. But let me just say the physics are really, really good in this. There's some math going on in the background here to get your taxi to kind of gently fall downwards or, you know, go upwards and all that. Kudos to the programmer on this one. Yeah, that was a good game. I played it for a while. Alright, here's a game called Spiders and Flies. Pretty simple game. You're just kind of going back and forth shooting these spiders. But I thought maybe the goal here was to shoot the spider and kind of make him go off the screen, kind of like Donkey Kong 3. But he just never went away. Alright, here's Super Cobra Arcade. This game is very similar to Scramble, but it's way, way harder than Scramble. And I think this game was probably more popular than Scramble because there is a Parker Brothers version of it. It's clearly not as good as this game, though. This game looks way better, plays way better. Definitely challenging, pretty hard. 1,000 miles cleared. Boy, geez, that's a fast 1,000 miles. Ooh, and it gets pretty narrow here, and you gotta watch out for these missiles that shoot directly after you. Or just like the turrets that shoot at you, too. Those are bad. Alright, this game is called Swordsman. And I was able to block that shot right there, but not that one. Ugh. So I thought maybe I'll go to the left and see if there's anything different here. This game seems pretty simple. Would be nice if I had some guys to attack or something, but it's not a lot to this. I can jump. Thought maybe I could go in there in that door there, but that didn't seem to work either. Pretty cool little game. I can see where it could be made into something fun. Alright, here's a game called Temple of the False Gods. I like that title screen, looks pretty sweet. It looked like a Viking or something. It's got a really thick beard. Oh, we can go into the castle here. Wander around the castle. I like how when you go down the stairs, the guy actually falls down the stairs. Well, not falls, but kind of walks up and down the stairs. It's kind of cool. And it looks like there's a door right there, but I completely didn't even notice it, and I just kept on going trying to find another door. Thought, oh, I'll just go outside here, see if there's anything else that I can go in, but no, nothing. Fortunately, the snakes and scorpions and nothing hurts me, so this is clearly a early stage of the game, but still pretty cool. Alright, here's a game called Trash, and I played this one a while back, and I just love this game. I don't know why. It's just such a simple game. You're just kind of traveling along through the streets of who knows what city this is, but it's pretty dilapidated. I like the graphics in it. I like the player sprite. It looks so cool. I like that you can shoot. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, was it Alien Storm for the Sega Genesis? Unfortunately, there hasn't been any progress on this game, mostly because the programmer lost the code. I think he said he had it on a portable hard drive and he lost it. And so this is the best we're ever going to get for this game called Trash. But I gotta say, this game is not trash. It's pretty cool with so many different enemy sprites and monsters and everything. Pretty awesome game. Pretty sad that it was never finished. Alright, here's Turbo Arcade. I mean, look how awesome this is. So such cool animation on the background. It is a little bit blocky, but I imagine if they try to get any more detailed, it would be a slow, unplayable mess. Ooh, look out for the ambulance. Oh, we're going in the tunnel. The ambulance is just running everybody down. He don't care at all. Alright, here we are in the snow. Probably a palette swap of the other stage. Curved roads. I like this. This is the most iconic section right here where there's a wall right there. Of course, the goal here is to just pass as many cars as you possibly can so that you can get to the next stage. And it's very difficult to pass these cars when your car is like halfway through the screen. Now, if we could speed up and keep my car towards the bottom part of the screen, that would make it easier, but that's not the way the arcade game was. This has always been a flaw with the arcade version of the game, in that your car is a little bit too forward on the screen. Ooh, we got a different colored background there. It's kind of like a sunset background. Oh, but I guess the sunset's over already. That was quick. Definitely an awesome, awesome game. And crazy that it's on the 2600. Alright, here's Wizard of War Arcade. There was a Wizard of War game for the 2600 by CBS Electronics, but this game is way better. Better graphics, better sounds, better gameplay. I mean, this is just about identical to the arcade. It's pretty tricky here with these guys coming after you. Ooh, the fly guy. At least he looks kind of like Baxter Stockman to me. Ooh, the wizard. Can I get the wizard? Ooh, ooh. Did he get me or did I get him? I'm not sure. Now this stage, the arena, I don't like this one. It's just too open, and you know, when I'm guarding this entrance there, it's hard to maneuver. And then Dungeon 5 gets pretty fast, so I didn't get much further than this. These guys are just coming after me quick. But shoot, this is an awesome game. And I'm sure it would be even more fun if I had a friend to play with me. Alright, here's Zookeeper. And I don't know, I've always been a fan of this game. I think just because, in my mind, I think it's really easy. But I can never get very far. I also like this part here where you get the little hammer thing and just knock the zoo animals back in. But here the goal is just to build a wall and to keep the zoo animals in. But the graphics, again, are amazing. Sounds are dead on to the arcade. Oh, get the snakes, get the snakes. Gotta get them back into the cage. Now this part is really hard. Trying to get to the top here and not get hit by those coconuts. And you have to do this stage. You can't skip it. It's not a bonus stage. In order to keep playing, you have to get to the top. And that was probably like my fourth try getting up there. Finally, I got to the top and saved. I guess that's my girlfriend. Ooh, see, now we start out on a stage with no walls at all. So all the animals are loose. and now I'm screwed because I don't have another hammer to knock him in with, so I just have to... I was trying to get through the end of the stage and not die. Okay, here's another one where we don't have any animals in the cage yet. We're just trying to survive here. Oh, look out, no. Oh, man. I shouldn't have gone back for that watermelon. But Zookeeper, fantastic game. I love it. And again, you can put your name in the high score table. The music is good too. If any of these games looked interesting to you, you should go to the Atari Age store and check them out. They might have a copy available for you. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.